Woo! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are now gonna be getting into the grand finals. You can hear Mr. Malupeyt there being very Malupeyt with his typing because he is very excited for this upcoming game. And it's Terran versus Zerg, bayagster versus Nuks. Where have we seen a matchup like that before there, Vic?
Mhm. Well, sila yung mga mainstays onto that playoff stage ng Masters League natin
Mhm.
during
Usually.
that quarantine tournament. So usually sila yung naglalaban semis. So
Right.
it's really a good fixture for this grand final. So knowing Bayagster, he is really unpredictable with his builds. Ang sabi sa akin ni Coach Exo Blazer is that he's usually not a meta gamer. So
Yes,
we'll
he's
see
right.
how.
After
Oh.
after seeing all the things he's done, then it really just goes to show that this guy has been pretty ridiculous in what he can do. But the big thing to note here, Vic, is Bayagster is not playing his usual Protoss. He's on
Mhm.
Terran instead. And I have seen Bayagster play Terran before. It's his off race, which is
Mhm.
actually pretty good, not gonna lie. It's a very strong off race. Been playing it since Brood War, I believe,
Yeah.
alongside the rest of
Mhm.
everyone. It feels like the whole Brood War people, they all played Terran, Ender played
Mhm.
Terran, Bayagster plays Terran. Everyone just feels like they played Terran there from if they come in from Brood War. Compare it to,
Yeah.
SC2, it's a little bit different. But as we are
Mhm.
getting into this grand finals, any, predictions maybe? Since Bayagster is gonna be changing it up, will Nux go for early aggression or will he go for a more macro focused build?
Well, I think if you're a Zerg going really aggressive against Terran, is a big 50-50. Isang malaking suntok sa buwan if natalo ka dun sa early aggression, the Terran will just steamroll past you. So I think Nux will go for standard play here. And
Yeah.
for Bayagster, a good thing to take point here is that he is a master on Terran and Zerg and
Yes.
on random. And I think he has been a GM
GM in
for
Protoss.
Protoss.
Yes, sir. But
Yeah.
we are going to be getting into the game. Let's get on to the grand finals of the SCPH Battle Royale FFA tournament. 1v1 action. A little bit standard, but might as well get it on. Because introducing first, no time like the present to get into this game. On the east side of Golden Wall, gonna be where does the sun set on the east or the west? I don't know my globe, but I know that this guy has rocked the world of SCPH. It's our Blue Zerg, Nux! And take it away, Vic. Who is his opponent?
On to the left side, onto the west side, yo, of Golden Wall LE, we've got the Green Terran Bayagster.
Yo.
West side,
He's such a cool guy. Gangsta. West side, best side.
west
What?
side.
Uh, West Coast, Best Coast, East Coast, Beast Coast. But here we are
Mm-hmm.
on Golden Wall, and it's a little bit different, in all honesty, for most of our players, especially now. Okay, you come
Yeah.
into FFA, and then suddenly 1v1 BO1 is
Mm-hmm.
not really standard. Oh, can you tell me
Mm-hmm.
why, Vic? Why is it not BO1 as standard in SC2?
Well, usually it's a best of three, diba?
Yeah, exactly.
And it really gives you more flexibility on how you would play your opponent. It also gives the intricacies. It also showcases the intricacies of the game that maybe your opponent might go standard or maybe your opponent will do something cheesy. If it did not work well, you can always bawi. You can always go for that second game and maybe learn from your mistakes coming in from your loss. So yeah, I think best of one is really not ideal, especially when it comes to competitive play. But yeah, we're here already, so grand finals best of one.
Yeah, it really is. It's okay. Might as well, right? If this is gonna be the
Mm-hmm.
format, anything can really happen. It's not just in terms of like you look at the historical matchups. Like okay, even if this guy does
Mm-hmm.
something
Mm-hmm.
this cheesy, the other guy can bounce back. No, it's what they do in this single game. And I gotta say, in terms of chaotics, anarchism, it has to be Bayagster who has the advantage, right? Because this guy can do
Yeah, yeah.
anything and more. He knows how to play all the races. He can really surprise. Dux in the meantime is very cookie cutter in what he does. He's very
Mm-hmm.
well practiced. He does know how to play the standards so well, and he knows how to play the different standards. But that's pretty much it in a way. Nux is innovative for sure, but Bayagster is just big brain. That's really
Yeah,
just it.
yeah. Speaking of big brain moments, He opted to go for the command center first before he went with his barracks. But I think in that, in terms of economical standpoints, you can go for double barracks with that kind of build. So
Yeah, this is
good
like
snipe onto that overlord there by Bayagster.
at least catching that one out, and it really is just him looking to set up before setting up per se. He wants to have at least something to defend. He wants to put these things in position, and that's not something you see from Veteran actually lifting that building up so much in the first place. He is going to be going though for a pretty early expansion, early tech grab rather onto the racks. Not the
Yeah.
earliest expansion, my bad there, but it seems like he is gonna be catching up in a way with the more standard 1-1-1 build, since he's gonna have his tech lab right now. The question is though, since he's going for a second factory rather than the starport, is he really expecting that early aggression there from Nuks? So when you go for 1-1-1 old school, right, it just feels like you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be having a little more space to breathe in. But when you go for twin mech, is it gonna be a mech playstyle? Is it gonna be a bio playstyle with 2-2?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be having to figure it out. Tech Lab though is set up there for Yagster, and I do think that this is gonna be mech gameplay out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think we can expect a really strong timing attack here from Bayagster coming in from the 6 minutes 30 or the 7 minute mark. It's very unusual. So sabi nga natin, hindi metagamer to si Ram, si Bayagster.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll see on how he would play this out. Kasi it's really unusual. So I think at this point, me and Dax is both confused on what
I
he's
mean,
trying to do.
I think we got the answer here. He's gonna be getting those Hellions. He has the Tech Lab on, and he's gonna get that Starport. I wouldn't be surprised if he does bring in perhaps more mech, and as Blue
Mm-hmm.
Flame is gonna get research that
Yeah.
that's pretty much confirms it by this point. It really feels here, Vic, that wherever you put the Tech Lab on, that's really the build that you're gonna be going for. But there is still a little bit of a
Mm-hmm.
caveat here, because Bayagster has the Tech Lab also on the racks. So
Uh-huh.
this means that he's not gonna get the most units per se. When you have the reactor, you can get big bulk. You have those double pump marines, you get
Mhm.
double pump hellions and double pump widow mines and all the like. And since he's just trying to not only confuse us but also his opponent, Nux has to go for a kind of all-around build in a way. Also, he can't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
fully commit right onto the Muta build by this point. He's going for the infestation
Mhm.
pit instead on 3 base because he doesn't know exactly what his opponent wants to really do so far. And right now, he does still feel like this is a Nux game to have the advantage on, but it really will
Mhm.
boil down to that first clash, I believe, to make a big difference.
Yeah, I think Bayagster is opting to go for a really strong time attack push and a little bit of harassment mixed in there. But it kind of forces your opponent to react.
Yeah.
So with this composition, you know that uh, Nux would not go for that Muta play. So you might just expect that maybe he would go for a long game, or maybe if he opts to go for the mid game, he would go for Swarm Host. So speaking of Swarm Host,
Yeah, he's gonna go for
8
it.
already on the way.
That's a lot of them. Nidus Network, it's gonna be a subway system and a half. And I gotta say,
Mhm.
like, I hate this default setup, not gonna lie. Because we
Mhm.
needed to use it for FFA, but apparently it doesn't even show production by default. So I was like, oh, yeah, I have to click that now. And it's a different command.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. And sure, it looks nice in game. And I love the overlay that Mizzo made, not only for this. This is only for the tournament, guys. If you do want to get this overlay, it is available in our SCPH social. So it's really, really well made by Mizzo. I did cut it up just a little bit to show the east side. And don't do that when, of course, you're gonna be in your stream, because you're not gonna need those other parts that I clean up. But back to the game itself. This has been, a really cool FFA, but this time it's turning into a swarm host frenzy from Nuks. It's outside right now, gonna have these eggs looking to hatch, and the locals are dropped. The fly on in. This time, no golden wall. Gonna be mined out here on the south side. And these locals gonna get a few targets here and there. Now for Nux though, I don't believe this is the best attack from him per se. He wants to go for the focus onto the command center, want to focus that mineral line. This local swarm will get caught out. And usually that first strike is the one that surprises the opponent the most, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think at this point, Bayagster would just be forced to play that whack-a-mole with this Nidus Worm and Swarm Host. But the thing about Swarm Host is that they are really strong once they have their Locust, but once the Terran counter negates the damage coming from it,
Just
uh,
release it.
the Zerg might just die or might just fall down
Yeah.
with that instance.
And bayagster gonna get caught out there as well. The Vikings gonna be flying on in there, and bayagster is still gonna have a flock of Vikings, which is really interesting because he doesn't really need too much anti-air right now per se. But if he can go sniping, if he can get rid of these overlords, it's gonna be a good day at the
Mhm.
office. What is the plan though here for Nuks? Besides Swarm Host, what is gonna be the complementary unit? It seems like he's focusing still onto the Nidus engagement. He does want to go for a little bit more on the south side. It's really easy right now for Nux to just
Yeah.
take control of everything here. He's blowing up the south side as much as possible. The Vikings are going to be looking to react. And at least for Bayagster, he has that mobility. Hellbat's still going to be turning in to Flambe there as they get caught out. And this is the DPS right now. It's just not enough. This Nida Worm will survive. And sure, you don't want to load those Worm hosts out there, but it really just goes to show that Bayagster is getting DPS checked right now by Nux, and he is failing it big time. But oh my god! Bayagster decided to go for the attack instead. The Vikings onto the main base, and this might be a potential economically crippling idea here from Bayagster right now, as here comes the Swarm, and here comes Nox, just keeping on the pressure. There is just no stopping whatsoever. This is completely dominance. And it really just goes to show that GG is called, and we have a champion,
GG has been
Nox!
called.
Oh my god, the grand
Oh my
finals
God.
there, Vic. Oh, that's it.
Well,
Okay.
I think Bayagster is just massing on Vikings.
Yeah.
It's one of the strategies that we've talked about onto the FFA, that he would just mass Vikings and just annoy his opponents. But yeah, good reactions coming in from Nux, opting to go for that swarm host. And even though that he is attacking onto the base of Bayagster, he still has that roaches ready to react on his main base, and Vikings not that really good against mass roaches. So good win here from Nux.
And that's it. That's it. It feels so weird, diba? Parang, okay,
Oh,
that's it. And we are crowned a Battle Royale champion. Not gonna lie, not surprised by a result like this. This guy has
uh huh.
won a lot in the community. This guy has even decrowned Ender from our last,
Mm-hmm.
our last. Was it last or last? It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
last.
yeah. The
It's
third one, the third one.
yeah, it's like it happens. Nux has been doing a lot of work there, and hey, it's been an interesting experience to say
Mm-hmm.
the least. But this has been a pretty short but sweet mini tournament right there, and it feels like there's just so many things going on right now in the
Mm-hmm.
SCPH community. So, can we get confirmation on our admins? What's up next? Where is Mr. Mizzle? What is the plan right now, good sir? Because that was a pretty good game. That was a pretty fun situation. That was a pretty fun setup, but that is that for the end of all of that. And what can we say, Mizzle? What can we get out of this experiment right here? It's all good. Okay. So yeah, Mizzle, let's hear
Yeah.
some words from Mr. Admin. Like, what made you think about this Battle Royale setup?
Hi, good afternoon. Since everyone has been requesting for a team match, so we did the dual meet, and then now I just thought of maybe why not make a free for all match, right? So there you go. It's as you said, it's very experimental, so we can adjust things next time. Yeah, I think I had a good time. I hope you guys as well.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. How about you, Vic? Did you have fun today?
Well, it's really still in an experimental stage, and maybe on to the next tournament we might change a few things a little bit. But yeah, overall it's a fun experience getting eliminated in the first round and getting to
By a
join you.
gold, by a gold
Get
or a
but
diamond.
Yeah, we did like two games. Just like I was like, there we go. But
all right.
I do think that we didn't paano ba to? We didn't really expect games to go this short in a way because there
Yeah,
were
yeah.
these long games. Not gonna lie, that
Mm-hmm.
second round first game was pretty long, and I think we did expect most games to be like that. But you know the nature of StarCraft, it changes things up, and then you have a great player like Nux, and he decides to win against three other people in 10 minutes. So we're just like, okay. I gotta
Yeah.
say today
Mhm.
that the odds are really stacked against Nux in many ways. First things first,
Mm-hmm.
he did have to deal with a Protoss that was 5 minutes ahead on macro, and he won that. And then on the second, he was able to deal with his opponent the normal way. So, gotta say, a well proven victory right there. And yeah, I'm glad that it was a fun time, and we're joined by a few instances here and there of the community as we are basically done with our day. Big shout outs though to SM City, Tres Martires for this one, and I do hope that they can sponsor us more. So that's 2-5 there for Mr. Nux. That's $50 basically for Mr. Nux, and then $30, 1-5 for Bayagster, and then 1K for our third placer. Our Protoss, just surprising. It really just
Yeah, yeah.
what a
Defying all odds, man.
what a good debut right there from Stuggy. And as you said, the Malupeyt curse actually working out again. If when Malupeyt loses, whoever wins against him at least gets in the money. And there you go.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Really, really short but sweet experience. Really fun time. I'm a little bit like, oh, we're done. Don't we actually go to the nighttime? But I guess that's in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
Mm,
Diba? Parang sanay na
Mhm.
tayo eh. We go all the way till the
yeah,
night.
Usually round 2 pa lang to, 'di ba?
So
Ng
yeah,
ano.
yeah.
Mhm.
mga round three. But hey,
Oo.
we'll be of course having something special. Oh, Mizzle, give it to me na nga pala. We can promote it before we go. Let's promote. Can you send me the poster real quick? So before we go, guys, we just want to give a quick little shout out to our next project here in the SCPH community, and it's not only for the PH community. It is also for the SEA audience, which is the SEA League. It's pretty interesting. Vic, can you at least intro what's it all gonna be about?
Well, Southeast Asian League would be showcasing their All Stars player onto that Masters division, onto that Southeast Asian League, and also they would be featuring the Rising Stars division, the Diamonds from the respective countries that would be joining, which is Philippines, Vietnam, Singapore, and Malaysia. So the Rising Stars, the Diamonds, and the Master and the Grandmasters would be showcasing their skills onto this upcoming Southeast Asian League. It would be happening on August 8 to 9. And during that first week, Ayos Buhay Productions would be handling the broadcast.
Yes, sir.
And when it comes to playoffs time, yeah, Dax would handle the broadcast. So it's really going to be a fun and competitive, even though there's nothing at stake, just just the pride, you know. It's still going to be a healthy competition, and I think most of the countries have already established a practice routine. So it would be really fun. It would be really jam packed with action. So come and support us on the Southeast Asian League.
Sir. And here
Yeah,
we go,
yun.
guys. Let me just show you the poster real quick because I found it here. And transition real quick, and there you go. So the SCA League, the seal, or why is it called seal? It's like it's sealed with a seal,
No,
and
no, no.
no, it's called with a seal, and we are gonna have 4 countries participate in that, as you can see right there. It's Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, as well as Vietnam, gonna be coming your way right there. And the dates are going to be August 8th. I think I can just figure. Who cares about production value by this? Make this even bigger so we can actually show you guys what's going on right there. Yeah, let's get rid of the shares by this, right? But as you can see, it will be happening on those days. And it will be over 2 weekends, as Mr. Vic has said, August 8 to 9 for the round robin and round one. ISY Productions going to be handling it. And then on the losers bracket, semifinals on both sides, on that weekend, I'll be the one streaming it here. 2 p.m.
Mhm.
Manila time. I do believe this is gonna be longer, no, Mizzle? What's it gonna be all about? How long is this one
Yeah,
gonna be? That's the question.
yeah. It's a best of one of 7 players.
Mhm.
So
So 7 games,
if one,
basically.
yeah,
Yeah, 7
7 games,
games.
That's
which you have to cover.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
like all games should be covered,
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
if
exactly.
one team gets 4 wins already.
Mikey.
Yeah, I just want to shout out first Super Malls for bridging us with SM Super Malls.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Super Malls. Thank you so much for supporting us.
Yes,
Um,
it's so interesting to have that kind of sponsor on something, and even though it's a
mhm,
small thing right now, it just feels like that at least we're getting that kind of credence, we're getting that kind of coverage, getting that kind of help, and we're just working as a community to do all we can and more to really bring it to the next level. So not only do we have this today, we are gonna have the SEA League next weekend and the next weekend. And then of course you're gonna be expecting that concert tournament to pop out probably by next month by this point in time. So it has been a great experience. Special shoutouts again to SM City, Tres Martires, as well as Cyber Crazy SM for this sponsorship. Mizzle, of course, setting things up again in terms of the overlays. And this was brought to you by me here at Daks, as well as I was joined by Mr. ABP himself, ISBY Productions' own Malupeyt, as now we are going to be calling it a dude. I know there are a number of tournaments still going to be going on. It's a little bit of a wake-up call. It's like, hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, from wherever you're coming from. Enjoy a little bit of this PH action. It was FFA, it became 1v1.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be seeing you guys soon for another tournament into the upcoming weekends. This has been Dax here.
Laban Pilipinas!
Pinoy pride right there. The bias is so strong. I already feel Vic is gonna be so biased the whole time. And I'm just gonna be like, this kid, why you gotta be like this? But as we said, August 8 to 9, twitch.tv says Ashbuan Productions here, Daks PH at 1516. And we'll see you guys then. But this has been the SCPH Battle Royale. I've been Dax. And from us to you, gonna be signing on off for this afternoon. First time we finished in the afternoon like this. But it's been fun, it's been great. And I'll see you
Yeah.
guys into the next one. Have a good day.
Peace out.